So my apartment is such a mess. We're gonna do this art talk in the bathroom that I varnish paintings in. Is this crazy? Like, should I not be doing this? Is this gross? Wait. Yeah, I decided that that's crazy. Let me find a better spot. I think I've done it! Okay. Pause. Fuck all these. I'm gonna go clean my apartment and I'll be back. Okay, so I just went ahead and cleaned my whole apartment so that I can just make this video without you thinking I'm just a total mess. Okay, so today we're talking about my painting, my id's ego. I mean, that wasn't so the id and the ego, right? You know, one tries to control the other. I did not think about those concepts, or barely even knew what they meant before I started this painting, which I've talked about in my last video. You know, I kind of just create, I want to make a good piece, and then the ideas usually come. And and they just always perfectly encapsulate kind of an idea. The idea that comes is always just like, I'm seeing new ways in which it's just perfectly aligns with what is portrayed. So these are both me. So a bit about my process. When I do pieces that are more surrealist, I'm the only person I've ever painted, so I take pictures of me, and then I'll Photoshop them together, and then I'll just like kind of draw lines. You know, I don't like go into detail, I just draw kind of doodle lines, like what I want to do. So this one was me, and then I drew like doodle lines for the backs, and then I just paint the detail in here. Let me get something real quick. So this is a scan of my first ever oil painting. You can see it in closer detail on my website, andrewglennmize.com. Shameless plug. This was called Face of Another. This painting, this was the first ever time I even touched oil paint when I made this. I was like, okay girl, you got talent. But so this is kind of an homage to that style, that surrealist kind of two beings in one person type energy. You can even see this, you know, was on the wall in the reference photo right there. I wanted to make kind of a political statement. I'm always making like really subtle political statements in my oil paintings. In this one, the Chick-fil-A cup of this piece is a copy of 1984 in Russian. A friend of mine who's from Belarus gave it to me, and I was using it to learn Russian because like I love languages. And I remember one day I was like reading it, and I was like, okay, cool. But I had never read the cover. Wait, I have it. Hold on. Let me read it. Here it is. I had never read the cover. And I was like, what book is this even? And I'm reading it, and I'm like, George Orwell. And I was like, oh my God, this is 1984. Give me a little anecdote. So, it's a lot of my personality is like language learning, and so I thought that fit perfectly and was a great way to kind of nod at the political atmosphere we're all experiencing right now. It's very much 1984. These like dead flowers, I had just gotten out of a relationship, and those were like actual flowers that I had received. Could not tell you if I bought them for myself or if he got them for me, but either way, they were dead and had been sitting in my studio for a long time. The apples kind of just symbolize new beginnings, you know, fruit and sin and all those things, like the Garden of Eden. And I just have torn out pieces of fashion magazines and art pieces from art journals in the back. This is actually Jack Moo and his husband from a Vogue issue that I had. this one's naked, and this one has pants on or is clothed. And I kind of, like, after I painted it, I was like, what more represents my id and what more represents my ego? So one controls the other. One keeps like kind of your pride and your ego about yourself in check. And I'm like, you know, this one's nude, which in our society can be viewed as just explicit or just can be like a mature or even a negative thing. I mean, I feel like in America, like we really have this thing with like nudity where it is really negative. You know, there's a lot of shame around sex, and obviously nudity is part of that. But in other countries, when you travel and stuff, nudity isn't overtly sexual. And so I think this piece does bring up questions of like, what part of you is your ego and what part of you is the part of you that's trying to reel that in? Because this guy has pants on, but you see his little devil face, and he's holding the 1984. He's holding a story about control over people and things like that. So I have made prints of this piece. I painted this piece. It's another like 100-hour piece. Took me like a month, like all of them do. I am selling the original. I wasn't going to, but people showed interest, so it's on my website. And I made prints of them also, of this one and just off Peachtree Street. I hope you guys resonate a little bit with this one. It's been a while since I thought about the meaning of this one. I used to paint it, oh my god, like a year ago. Oh my god, time flies, y'all. But let me show you the prints. I'll show you the size of them. So here is the print of this one, and I absolutely love it. It's such good quality. They're all signed and labeled by hand by me. Kind of hope at the same time my print shop is in Atlanta Art Solutions. I hope they don't see this, but I'm like in love with the owner. Oops. Whatever. Just shoot my shot. If he ever sees this, I'll shoot my shot. Anyway, he's just really sweet. He's a good guy. His name is Matt. So yeah, this is, you know, my second art talk, and there's more to come. So stay tuned. Love you guys. Bye.